I am extremely frustrated being a full-time employed person living in Florida and not being able to afford to live.
The U.S. Treasury just announced that the U.S. is insolvent. We are broke. They're going to use very specific terms. They're going to say our assets don't match our obligations.
I think more people, especially Americans, need to start disclosing how much they are struggling financially.
There's something you're starting to see more and more online right now. People opening up, talking about their situations, sharing what they're going through, and it all kind of sounds the same. Working every day, doing what they're supposed to, and still feeling like they're not getting anywhere. Some people are even starting to say that it feels like they're already in a recession. But what's really standing out is how many different people are saying it. So I started paying attention and listening to what people are actually really saying, and this is what I found.
So I don't normally ever come on here and post anything except of my dog because he's absolutely gorgeous. But I am extremely frustrated being a full-time employed person living in Florida and not being able to afford to live. I have spent my whole day off trying to find a, more affordable place to live because I can't afford $1,300 a month in rent and then a $650 car note and then $300 in insurance and then you got utilities and it's either I eat or I pay my bills, and then even then it's like, okay, well, which bill's gonna be late this month? And I'm so sick of it. Like all these apartment complexes and realtors and even private renters, so hard, and I mean that with everything in me. I nor anybody else should be working 60 plus hours a week and not be able to live. I'm about to crash the out. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. Maybe it's just me losing my mind. I don't know. But I'm about to lose my shit because I just can't take it.
I work at a dental office and people keep mass canceling their appointments because everyone keeps losing their insurance coverage. Gee, I wonder what that could mean.
We are 100% in a recession right now. In 2008, I was a personal trainer and I noticed these two signs, which are actually happening right now. I just left the gym at 9:30 on a Tuesday morning and it is absolutely packed with middle-aged men and women. So naturally, I strike up a conversation with two guys in the sauna and they said both. They're like separate people, like didn't even come together. They said, yeah, I'm in between jobs. I got impacted by the tech layoffs. The other sign is personal trainers just sitting around the front desk or training each other or staff members. This happened in 2008 when clients basically kind of dried up. No one was paying for personal training because it was an extra expense. The trainers just kind of sat around the front desk, started to check people in and tried to hold on to their job as much as they could, but they're not making any sort of money. So they start training themselves and other staff members. The government is lying to us about these unemployment numbers because I know for a fact that in 2008, this exact trend happened. Foreclosures were up, car repossessions were up, the gyms were packed with people with nothing to do in the middle of the day, personal training was down. You can listen to whatever unemployment data you want that the government spews out, but I know for a fact something's going on.
My least favorite recession indicator is that people don't leave their quarters in the Aldi carts anymore.
I want y'all to watch this video before I say what I was getting ready to say. Roll the clip.
The U.S. Treasury just announced that the U.S. is insolvent. We are broke. They're going to use very specific terms. They're going to say our assets don't match our obligations, right? And that literally means the money we make as a country, assets, don't meet our bills, our obligations. We can't pay our bills. And they've actually said it. And this is literally because the United States refuses to tax the rich an appropriate amount, and we're spending too much on our military. Had we reduced our military spending and taxed the rich, we wouldn't be in this situation. And people are going to say, we are taxing the rich. Not enough. Not enough. The rich people are too rich in this country. There were patriotic millionaires that came out and said, a bunch of them came out and said, you need to tax us more because we are not getting taxed enough. We have money hand over fist. If you took more money out of our pockets, it wouldn't even affect our personal day to day. It's just sitting in our bank accounts, doing nothing. But the other millionaires and the politicians all said, no, we're not going to do that. Even though millionaires came out, you can look them up, patriotic millionaires, and said rich people aren't getting taxed enough. So because we are not taxing the rich and because we are spending so much on the military, we don't have enough money to pay our bills. And the worst part about it with this war in Iran, our military is being proven to be inefficient, ineffective. Our warships have toilet problems. They're retreating. An F-35, one of the most expensive fighter jets, just got hit by these cheap drones that Iran has, and it didn't even do evasive maneuvers. It just got hit. It's supposed to be able to detect an incoming missile. Something's locked onto me. I'm supposed to move out of the way, whatever have you. It didn't even detect it. We've accidentally shot down our own planes out there because of bad communication. Our military is proving to be ineffective, inefficient, but we spend so much money on them. So logically speaking, if you were thinking like a business, truly, you would say, we need to cut our losses. We need to go ahead and reduce our military spending because clearly it's not going anywhere positive, and we need to tax the rich. But we won't. We're going to do some other stupid stuff. I hate to say it that way. We're probably going to take out other federal programs and stuff that aren't going to make up the bill. They will not make up the amount we need. We have to tax the rich appropriately. They do not need all that money sitting in a bank. They don't. They're making enough money to still be rich if we tax them appropriately, and we need to reduce our military spending. This is insane. Y'all have a good.
Here's my thoughts on this. He's absolutely correct. The rich should be taxed appropriately. Okay? And my question is, how come they haven't? The answer to my question, it don't hurt them people. They're not worried about taxing the rich because it don't hurt them. Here's the follow-up to that. Some details. How our Congress is set up, how our Senate is set up. These people have been in these offices for decades. It's not hurting them. But what they are now realizing is, as I said in the previous video, they're dying off. They're scrambling. They're not worried about taxing the rich because Pop is getting ready to check up out of here. Mima on her way out the door. They don't see a need to appropriately assess and address the situation because that's out of their mental scope. Had we taxed the rich and it had some, play on them, like, okay, so if you don't tax them, then this is going to happen to you. And it was like, oh, shell shock detriment. I bet you shit would change. Just like with these Epstein files. They released everything. All right, fuck it then. It ain't hurting them. All right, well, we going to tell them. You see what I'm saying? It's not affecting them. So the next thing now is to do that. Or what he even said, bro, my man said, our warships are ineffective. Our military is ineffective. Do you know what that means to a country who been waiting to get a hold of the U.S.? Now, let's put that in the context. If we know that y'all military equipment is some shit, I don't feel safe. I don't. I didn't feel safe before, but bitch, so you mean to tell me we blew up our own shit? Allegedly? You mean to tell me y'all went over there big and bad and had fucking Tonka, I ain't gonna say Tonka toys, but you had some fucking toys? You had some paper cutouts? Some AI shit? Bro, get me out of here.
I just donated plasma for the first time, and what the was that? What was that? Let me explain my situation a little bit here. Okay, so I've been a stay-at-home mom for a year. The bills are paid, our bills are paid. Just starting to get there's a little bit less money left over at the end of the month every month, and I don't like that. So I went and got a part-time job, but I still just want a little bit more. Got an ad, a targeted ad on Instagram, hey, donate your plasma, and I was like, okay, what do you do with it? Actually, I don't care. Just take it. I don't give a fuck. $575, that's incredible. Where do I sign? The girl comes over. She doesn't think I have good veins. She does not. She sticks me. I got a hematoma. Allegedly. That's what this paper says. This paper says home care of hematomas. She explained it not a big deal. I'm thinking skill issue. Somebody else said I had good veins, and then all of a sudden I didn't have good veins. And then I got a hematoma. She's saying maybe it was because I didn't drink enough water. I lied a little bit. I was like, I drink so much water every day, which is true. But yesterday, now that I think about it, I kind of slacked off a little bit. So she's like, you're welcome to come back another day. And I will. And I will be coming back.
This man say no money for daycare, no money for Medicaid, Social Security, no money for the American people. But they got all the money in the world to go over there and anybody, right? Sir, if you take that money back out your pocket that you done stole from the American people, we can probably fund some things, okay? You and your people been stealing since y'all got in office, and now y'all talking about ain't no money. Y'all better start finding some money. I'm telling you, y'all better start finding it real fast. But it's sad that we put this man in office, not me. Because, baby, I was out here trying to tell everybody how bad this shit was going to be. Because I seen what he did the first turn. But wasn't nobody really paying attention, so nobody never cared. And they swear to God that he was doing amazing work and wasn't doing anything. But find the money, sir. Just find the money for me, okay?
You know what? They keep saying that we're in the age of disclosure, and I think that they're right. But I think we also need to start disclosing something else, like on a personal level. Like, I think more people, especially Americans, need to start disclosing how much they are struggling financially. Like, I made a video yesterday talking about how this is my first job that I've been able to land since November of last year. I'm not full time. That job is not full time. It is $19 an hour. It is 32 hours a week. My lease renewal, I've got my third notification about my lease renewal. I cannot afford to renew this lease, and I also can't afford to move, because if you move, what do you got to do? Deposit, admin fee, application fee, paying for the moving truck, taking time off of work, all this extra stuff that you have to pay for. I cannot afford to do either one. And a lot of people are in this position right now. A lot of people cannot find a job. And it's not because there's just a natural scarcity when it comes to job. It is a manufactured scarcity. They're not hiring anyone. They're cutting 90% of their workforce and getting the remaining 10% to do the work of the other 90%. While not increasing their pay. The cost of everything is going up, but everybody keeps reporting record profits. Nobody can afford to pay their workers a livable wage, but everybody has record profits. But you know who does get paid? The shareholders, who do absolutely nothing for the company. This is the state of the economy, right? Like, this is a reality. This is real. And this is where we all are. It's a lot more people that are just too embarrassed to say. You should never be embarrassed about what this system has done to you.
Let me ask you something. How are people with full-time jobs and still falling behind right now? You go to work every day, you do what you're supposed to do, and somehow it still feels like it's not enough. Bills keep coming, prices keep going up, and saving money, that almost feels impossible. So what's really going on here?